On to our next topic. For those in search of an ideal investment, we have sustainable residences. Why is it a better investment? One of the most sustainable and green developers in the country, Arthaland, will be sharing with us its presentation, and the speaker is Arthaland's Vice President, Mr. Oliver Chan.
So, good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Manila Bulletin for organizing this talk and making sustainability a forefront in terms of what we need to know and understand about today. And with that, I would like to introduce Arthaland. And as you can see there, it's building sustainable legacies. That's our core. What is important for Arthaland and the rest of the country to understand is that we would want to bring sustainability as a key ingredient in every real estate development that you can find here. We are the only real estate developer in the Philippines with a portfolio 100% certified sustainable. That's our commitment. And when we talk about sustainability, we are talking about 4 certifications that all our projects would have. From LEED from the US Green Building Council, WELL from the International Well Building Institute, we have Verde from the Philippine Green Building Council, and EDGE of the International Finance Corporation of the World Bank Group. So it's not easy being green as seen in the slides. It's very important that it starts from the core of the company and goes towards the core of the employees, the core of our investors and our buyers. Now, Arthaland is also the first Asian property developer who is a signatory to the Net Zero Carbon Buildings Commitment of the World Green Building Council. And our goal is to be net zero carbon, 100% of our portfolio by 2030. And as of today, we are already at 60% in terms of our goal to decarbonize by 2030. And again, this is not just future projects, but including previous and current projects. So now we would want to show you in a short video what Arthaland is truly about.
As the world continues to experience the effects of climate change, sustainability has become more than a topic and an afterthought, but a serious challenge embraced by more and more around the globe. Being the country's first and only real estate developer with a 100% certified sustainable portfolio, we'd like to offer our take on sustainability, not as a concept or an idea, but as our passion, our purpose, and our promise. At the forefront of green developments in the Philippines, we've embraced a first-mover mentality, designing and creating projects that aren't just first in industry, but first in country, and even internationally. That's why our developments and projects are recognized and rated by both global and local certification programs that make sure we uphold the quality of environmental, financial, and social sustainability, as well as sustainable well-being. This obsessiveness for sustainable excellence, best practices, and unwavering quality shows just how much we value our partners, our clients, our country, and the future. We build, develop, and innovate with the belief that the benefits of green living should be experienced and enjoyed by everyone today and by future generations. As co-stewards and stakeholders, we are in this together. For us, sustainability means more than simply caring about the environment. It's looking at the bigger picture, where growth is measured in thriving communities, where business profit is pursued alongside our social responsibilities, and where the well-being of individuals and families is nurtured as the land we hold so dear. This is our core, our nature. Our continuing story. We are Arthaland. This is our legacy.
Now, some of our notable projects are, first is the Arthaland Century Pacific Tower, the first in the world to be recognized by the IFC of World Bank as net zero. So everyone, imagine for the Philippines being able to have the first building in the world to be recognized as sustainable and net zero. Something that people can never imagine can happen is actually possible when you just put your heart into it and if you understand what you want to do. Next is Aria Residences. Aria Residences is our first project in terms of residential developments. And until today, it is still the only multi-certified sustainable high-end residential development in the country. So this is home to the expats and a lot of end users within the residential development community. Now, next, I would like to introduce our next project, which is Eluria. Eluria is Arthaland Sustainable Ultra Luxury Residential Development in Legazpi Village in Makati. Eluria will be located within a brief and easy walking distance to malls like Greenbelt, and it is a few steps away from the Washington CC Park in Legazpi Village. The project is actually a coined name. We created that name, which means flourish and illuminate. The key thing there is we would want to show that a project can actually flourish into something more than what you can think of in terms of sustainability, wellness, and luxury. Now, when it comes to Eluria, we want to be able to develop and provide our clients with something uniquely different. And when you say uniquely different, I would go beyond the sustainability factors. So of course, it will still have all 4 certifications from LEED, WELL, EDGE, and Verde. But at the same time, we're going to have what you call the white glove service, which I'll go into later. First, here are some perspectives of Eluria. When people talk about residential or office developments, they are looking for something iconic. In Arthaland, we want something that is timeless. Those are 2 different things. When you say iconic, after 2, 3, 4, 5 years, it's not iconic anymore because it's a trend. We talk about timeless because we want the design and the features of the project to last a lifetime. And so lasting a lifetime goes hand in hand with sustainability. What features did we put in? Number 1, 100% of the project will have double glazed and low E-glass. It prevents heat from coming in, noise from coming in, and lastly, because of the low E-glass, it adds additional protection for heat. Next, we have an indoor terrace garden. People are now talking about biophilic designs, incorporating nature into the design of your unit. So it comes with an indoor garden with bifold windows. So you can completely shut it off if you want, turn on the air conditioning, and completely open it if you want fresh air. Next, let's go to what I mentioned earlier, which is the white glove service. This is the first ever development in the country that will be able to provide this kind of service when it comes to personalizing what you need. So in keeping with our commitment in terms of best in class, we will be sending our team outside of the country to train in terms of how to provide the highest quality personalized service a building can give.
How long does perfection take? 1,000,000 minutes to mastery. Yet for our residents, it's there the moment doors open to the place you call home, where what's essential to you are meticulously prepared, perfectly timed with your arrivals. How long does perfection take to ensure all your life's treasures, loved and protected across time, remain sparkling and spotless? What calling does it take to respond to your every need, say, delightful dinners with lifelong friends? What readiness does it take to know what kickstarts your day and refreshes your spirit? What passion does it take to grow your very own gardens so that you can feed your cravings, lift your vibe, and live and laugh abundantly? How much experience does it take to know that the best birthdays are homemade and that the best late dinner events are served right here at home? How long does perfection take? You won't have to know, only that this touch, this beauty, this attentiveness, lavished on everyone you love. This perfection is what we live for, the very moment we open the doors. Human touch perfected. White glove services only at Illyria.
So, as mentioned in the video, it's human touch perfected. With all the technologies we have today, when you talk about whether it's, everyone's using their cell phones, iPads, and tablets, you think about where has the personalization gone? You would still want, when you enter just the lobby of your residence, people greet you with a smile, hand you the envelope or a letter from maybe a guest or a service that you asked for. When you go jogging, when you get back from jogging, there's someone there waiting for you with towels and water. You're too busy with work, you want someone to walk your dog, you have someone there reliable that you can talk to and make sure that your dogs or your pets are well taken care of. From personal service all the way to booking your your flights, hotels, whether it's in another country or within the Philippines, they can do. So they will be trained to do all of those. So that's personalized touch. That's human touch perfected. And that's one thing that we want to provide in this new project, Illyria, that we have. Next, we go to Una Apartments. So we were able to successfully launch Una Apartments last September. And this is our Arthaland's first foray towards the mid-scale market. And what we want to show people here is that sustainability is for everyone. It's not just for the rich families here in the country. It's about showing that sustainability is something that you can afford. You just have to understand it, but you can afford. So Una Apartments have studio and one-bedroom units. So as you can see here, that is the master plan of Savina Park, where Una Apartments will be located. And we always say that our development, especially Una Apartments, is one step above any other development that you can find, whether it's mid-scale developments or it's high-end and ultra-luxury. So again, whether it's high-end, ultra-luxury, or mid-scale developments, it's going to be certified by all four: LEED, Verde, EDGE, and WELL. With this, you will be able to get lower utility bills by at least 20%. During the pandemic, people were complaining all the time how high their electricity bill is because everyone's working from home, right? Now you don't have to worry. In terms of water savings, we have rainwater collection or harvesting. What happens here is we harvest rainwater, recycle it, and use it for flushing of the toilets and for irrigation of plants. For a mid-scale development, we are providing I would say, well-lit units because you have 2.1 meters of windows high, no? So that's very important when it comes to you want sunlight to come in. Of course, you're trying to prevent the heat from coming in, but you want sunlight in your unit. And it proves that, in research and in studies, sunlight, having good enough sunlight and fresh air, so Una apartments will also have ERVs, which I will explain in the next slide, actually improves efficiency and mental well-being of the occupants. So now we go to ERV, which is the energy recovery ventilator. So this equipment preconditions the air so that when it enters your unit, there's less humidity or dehumidified and less heat. So it kind of makes the flow of air towards your unit more standard in terms of the humidity. So here are some perspectives of the one-bedroom unit. And we also have the Navis app. So the Navis app is an app that you can use using your phones to make sure that you can communicate with the admin office, filling out permits form, whether it's working permit or deliveries, and you can now monitor it easily using this Navis app. So this is a tie-up with Amazon Web Services. Now, in terms of health and wellness, we have the Medical City Health and Wellness Clinic. So this is an exclusive clinic that residents can use. Free consultation, that's one. Number two, the Medical City will be providing health and wellness seminars and activities for the residences as well. Number three, they will be incorporating or putting in the basic medicines or vitamins that a resident or unit owner may need. And for example, if you have a pre-existing condition and you have, your receipts, they will make sure that your medicine is available in the clinic. Plus, of course, some other perks like discounts when you need to be confined, and they will take care of coordinating with the Medical City Hospital, just in case you will need to do so. All of our developments, 100%, will have the potager garden. This is an organic garden wherein we have fresh fruits and vegetables growing. So every month you will have fresh produce delivered to your doorstep. So we've created, two books. We're already at the second volume. The first one talked about different recipes that actually unit owners contributed using the potager garden vegetables and fruits. The second one is about the Garden of Simples. And we were teaching, people how to create teas with certain medical benefits towards those who can make them and drink them. So we're starting to spread sustainability, not just within the community that we create, but also outside. So again, I would like to thank everyone for listening in, and especially Manila Bulletin for inviting us and allowing us to be part of the presenters of this very important event. And at the same time, hope we were able to contribute some knowledge when it comes to sustainability.
Thank you, Mr. Oliver Chan. Let's get started with our Q&A on sustainable residences. Why is it a better investment? Okay, sustainability has been a core value of Arthaland for a decade now. Do you feel the public has finally caught up to what your vision is, or is educating still needed? And if ever, why do you think there's still that element of disconnect?
I think aside from the normal questions like the price, the location, and the quality of the development, slowly consumers or the market are beginning to understand the benefits of sustainability. But when I say slowly, it means that in terms of education, there's still a lot to be done. There's still a lot that they don't understand in terms of sustainability that people who are into it still have to explain. And I guess gearing towards showing them what the advantages to them are in the long run I guess is the key in terms of being able to make sure that, okay, I feel as a consumer, I feel that, this is where I want to go and this is where I want to live, because these are the key benefits for me moving forward, right? But in terms of education, I think there's still a lot of misconception of what sustainability truly means. And so here we are, creating this video and this talk about how can we help them understand more about sustainability and wellness.
Aria Residences is still considered to be a benchmark, a standard for sustainable living, or even enlightened luxury. But as you construct new properties, how has technology modified and improved these standards?
No, I think in terms of technology, it's like, computers or cell phones. Like every year, new technologies come out and improved technologies to be able to help. I think in terms of technologies, it's all there. It's basically the cost that is more limiting in terms of why maybe other developers have not gone to it yet. Because as of today, Aria Residence is still, I would say, the only multi-certified residential project. And this was turned over 9, 10 years ago. But in terms of technology, like air conditioning, right? Air conditioning in terms of efficiency has now improved significantly, 20, 30, 40% as compared to 6, 7 years ago, right? You now have better types of windows in terms of glazing, right? In glazing, you talk about the heat coefficient that relates to how much heat comes into your unit. It's not just basically how thick your glass is, right? So these technologies actually help in terms of, okay, so if I put this new feature in my building, it helps saves maybe 5, 10, 20% more in terms of operating expenses. So I think now with that, people can now immediately feel the difference between a sustainable building and a non-sustainable building.
What does it mean in terms of the concept of future proofing? Because like what you said, technology is rapidly changing and there are improvements and modifications being made. So the future proof claim, will it still stand or apply to the building in 3 to 4 years from now?
Yes, I think it applies because, each technology and specification links with one another. Let's say, for example, your glass windows, because you're limiting heat from coming in, makes your air conditioning works more efficiently, right? So even though your air conditioning unit is not the latest or not the highest in terms of efficiency, because you were able to add in all these other features that will help it more efficiently, then it will be good for the next 5, 10, 15 years, right? So the important thing is during the planning stage of your project, you've already put in all these components that are working together to make the building sustainable. So if you do things after the planning, or maybe, let's say, for example, you've already done the construction, then you put in these specifications one by one, then you will see there the technology changing so fast that you won't be able to adapt as quickly as you want to. But if it's done during the design stage, that everything is working cohesively, then I think that would be better and that would make your building technology last longer.
A lot of real estate brokers say Aria Residences is the investor's dream because the demand to live there from the expat community is just so high. So do you think it will be the same for Arthaland's horizontal and provincial developments like in Cebu?
Yes, actually, our project actually now in Cebu, and we have an estate development in Laguna called Sabina Park. Both in terms of demand when it comes to people actually living it for end users is quite high as compared to those who are just investing, right? And because of the pandemic, people are, well, to be honest, the silver lining of the pandemic is it pushed sustainability and wellness to the forefront of when it comes to thinking of people, right? And with this, having an estate right outside Metro Manila, but still as close as possible to the business districts is helping. Then giving them that sustainability and wellness factor with all these technological advances is making it better actually for them. Same with our project in Cebu. I actually call Cebu the Queen City of the Philippines, not just of the South, because of how progressive it is. And in terms of the multinational companies already migrating or consolidating in Cebu, it is important for them to have that balance of being able to live in a sustainable development, work in a fast-paced CBD, at the same time, they can go 1 hour and reach the beach, right? And relax. So I think, yes, in terms of components, it's all there when it comes to sustainability and wellness.
Thank you, Oliver. Everyone, that was Mr. Oliver Chan, Arthaland's Vice President.